Yeah. Everybody, welcome to Power Player Lifestyle Magazine. I am Leela Christine, my amazing host, Dr. Moshi Lewis, and we have somebody amazing in the audience today. I'm talking about, she has history, she is an actress, she is a producer, she loves to sing. She is everything that we could possibly think of as far as being the all-American woman. We want to introduce you to the beautiful Marla Gibbs. Marla, welcome.
Thank you.
So we're excited to have you. We just had your beautiful daughter, Angela, on the show. So we have a lot to get into as far as everything that you have done to make a positive impact here throughout the United States, America, but in Los Angeles. Los Angeles, this is the home to many powerful people who are actors, who are directors, who are producers. You know what it's like to be a part of TV, film, entertainment. So our first question is, so what are you doing now? What is it that what are some of the new shows that you're on? Because I think that you were on a daytime drama or something like that. I think people were telling me some good stuff.
What shows do I watch?
Yes. Well, no, that you're starring in.
Oh, now. I was in Days of Our Lives.
Okay.
And I just did Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, yay!
Wow. Yes.
2 shows that I watched.
You recently received your Hollywood star. So how did you feel when you got that star and Hollywood finally said,
I never
we love
thought
you?
I would get a Hollywood star. I used to walk up there and look.
Yes.
But my daughter and my grandson were the perpetrators of that. They put it together. And Regina King is the one who started it all.
Yes, we have to thank
Regina.
Regina.
I should have one.
Yes.
I never thought about it.
It took Hollywood, how many years, you think? Mm-hmm. Like, we personally believe you should have received your star 20 years ago. But, I mean, just the recognition, in general was just like wonderful, because I know that we also were instrumental with the social media, our team, to support your endeavors as far as that amazing star. It was a hot day. Many of us know that, but there's so many people that came out to support you. So I have a question in relationship to, you had a center for acting here in Los Angeles in Leimert Park. How many years did you have that studio?
The theater?
The theater.
The theater was, I guess, about 10 years.
We actually came out when we were younger to support your theater. And I think, Dr. Moshe, I know, how are you feeling today?
Oh, yeah, no, so excited. Since you mentioned 227, how did that play become a TV show?
How was it?
How did it go from being a play to an actual TV show? It was so successful.
Well, it was wonderful. And that was Angela's idea, really. Yeah. Angela and Shea Wafer were 2 producers, and they ran the theater, Crossroads Theater. Mm-hmm. Crossroads started at the same time I opened the club, which was 1981. And so they had the plays. They had many plays. They had Denzel Washington, and they had really some good stuff going on. And Regina King was a little girl down the street who plucked my nerves all the time. She wasn't my daughter in the play.
Right.
Sonia was my daughter. Sonia is now my granddaughter in real life. And you probably know her because they did some wonderful writing, her and her partner. Mm-hmm. And they become famous writing. But she was my daughter in the play, but she was a little old when we started the show, so they didn't want her, but they didn't want Regina either. They had another little girl they showed me. I said, no, we want Regina. Yeah. Because Regina kind of looked like Hal. She had light eyes and sandy hair like Hal. I said, so she looks like she could be his daughter. So I held out for Regina, and we got her. Yeah. And, of course, everybody now knows how tremendous she is.
Regina King is just
amazing. Simply amazing.
I told her, how the hell do you expect me to catch up with you?
Oh, my God. So, Regina, you were instrumental in actually selecting her as your daughter for the show.
Yes.
Wow, that was great. And look at Regina now. She actually is an Oscar winner and producer and all that good stuff.
3-time Emmy winner.
All right.
Golden Globe winner.
Yes.
Everything you can think of winner.
Okay. How many Emmys did you receive? Emmys and Golden Globes?
No, I didn't receive.
Okay.
And I was a bridesmaid. I was never a bride.
Okay.
I was bridesmaid 5 times.
Okay.
Right.
Of course, at that time, one of the white producers I was talking to said, well, he felt that it was because I was black.
Okay.
I didn't think that.
Right.
Because I watched Cheers and I thought she was good.
Right.
She beat me every time.
Wow. Wow. Did you did get an NAACP Image Award?
I got the Image Award.
Yes.
I did not get the Emmy.
Okay. Any other awards that you received, for
I got about 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is good. This is good. I'm really excited about
But,
that.
I must say that it was my fault because I always felt like the Emmys were not important.
Oh, wow.
That the work was its own reward. They said, okay, you did the work, thus you don't need the Emmy.
Yeah,
So I
that's
said,
right.
all right.
That's right.
Sure.
That's right. And just to go back for NAACP Image Awards, you shared that you had several awards. Were those awards for Best Acting, Supporting Actress?
That's what they were.
Okay. All righty. So, I remember working with you and you said, I'm 30. And you used that tagline, I'm always 30.
That's right.
So,
Because we are
Yeah.
spiritual beings as well as physical. And as spiritual beings, we have no time and we have no age.
Okay.
So I choose to vibrate on 30.
I love it. I love it. So, see, that's something that all of us, especially those who are over 40, where I haven't even accepted my age. I said, I think I'm going to be 36 because you inspired me. You
Be
said I'm 30.
29.
Okay, I'm 29. Everybody, I'm
You got a number
29.
now.
I'm 29. So how old are you going to be?
Sure, 27.
Oh, so I'm going to be older than
Angela's
most
probably 12 by now.
Oh my
There
gosh.
we go.
Health and wellness. What do you do to, motivate yourself daily? And then, as far as your dietary law, we have exercise, we have yoga. Do you do yoga? Do you walk? What do you do?
I have
to
a
just-
trainer,
Okay.
and I work out 3 days a week. I decided let's get up and do something. Once I decided, okay, you 30, what you gonna do?
To maintain 30.
I know, huh?
His name is William Swan. He's a very, very good trainer.
Okay.
And we've been together almost 30 years, off and on. I stopped, and then I said, it's time to go back.
Wow, 30 years having a trainer? That's good. Isn't
That's
that great?
excellent. We love hearing
Wow.
people staying in shape, staying young, staying
As
active.
far as eating, are you like vegetarian? Are you more fruits, vegetables? What do you do?
No,
to
I'm a
make-
blood type O, so we're carnivorous.
I know, I'm an old blood type. Oh my God. Oh my God. You are right
So
about
I used
that.
to eat right for my blood type.
That's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my grandson is vegan.
Right.
Angela's vegetarian. So I decided, should I do that? But my body said, I want some lamb, honey.
Uh-oh.
I want some chicken.
Oh my God.
But I lost about 30 pounds. So right now I'm very underweight. I'm about 96 pounds.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
my God. Okay.
I don't look like it in my clothes.
No.
But if I take the clothes off, you see a skeleton.
Uh-oh. Oh, well, we see the beauty and all that good stuff. So, for instance, you have all these actresses that are making a very powerful impression, on the screen. Do you have some of your favorite actors and actresses that you've worked with or that you like or that have actually inspired you?
Well, now it's beginning to happen more. But one of my very favorites was Bea Richards.
Okay.
Yeah. She played my mom in my first movie of the week. Was Christmas Dreams, and it almost showed every year. So we were down south, and they were leaving, and I couldn't go, and I was running after the car.
Right.
And I always remember that. And Bea was somebody that you always admired. She was sitting on set, and it was so hot. and she had to be in winter gill. And she was sitting, and they were apologizing. She said, no problem. She just told herself that it was cold. So in her mind, she made it what she wanted it to be. And I said, wow, that's something. You can do that.
Yes.
And she had the theater of being. She was very, very well known for that.
What was the show that you worked on with Kerry Washington?
It was called Unprisoned. I don't know if it's out yet.
Okay. Oh, this is something you just recently shot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Excellent.
Okay.
And looking back a little bit in time, how did you develop some of that feistiness that we saw in working with Mr. Sherman Hemsley?
I think some of the people that I saw in Chicago when I was growing up, that's who she reminded me of, so I emulated them, and they loved it.
Absolutely. The show represented a lot of the haves versus the have-nots. To what extent did you sort of champion the underdog by...
Say that again.
The show represented sort of the have versus the have-nots. In which way did you sort of really represent the underdog and take on Sherman?
Well, I emulated the people who were not putting on airs. Why would you ask me to open the door when you're standing next to the door and I'm in the kitchen?
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yes.
So that's the way I always approached it, from what made sense,
Sure.
So George was insisting that I open the door. I said, you could have had it opened, answered, and shut before I ever got near it.
Exactly. In what ways were you able to sort of help Norman, sort of as you developed some of that character? Do you feel like you were able to really make her your own?
Well, Nichols, Ross, and West were the exec producers when I did the show. They're the ones who selected me.
Yes.
And then they had Norman come in to watch it, and Norman approved. But I never worked with Norman.
Okay.
He just felt like we didn't need him. And we were having a problem on set one day, and he was in the hall, and I was in the hall. So I said, how come you don't come to our show anymore? He said, you guys don't need us. Why? Do you want me to come? I said, yes. So he said, well, cancel. We're going to the Jeffersons. So the producers were saying, Norman's coming. Well, who invited him? Marla. But he solved the problem just like that.
Right.
Well, he wants the realism also. Mm-hmm. So the problem was the Willises were not acting like real husbands and wives, yes. Although both of them were in interracial marriages.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Franklin was married to a Spanish woman, and Roxy was married to a Jewish man in real life. So, but they were not bringing that. He wanted them to kiss and act like they were really married.
Right.
And so that solved the problem. We moved on. Mm-hmm. So you can always trust Norman to be real.
I like that song, Moving On.
Sure. Absolutely. Oh, that's great.
That was a cool song. Who was the person that sung that song?
That was from Good Times.
Right. The woman that played Willona.
Say it again.
The same woman that played Willona sang that song.
Yeah.
Oh,
she
wow.
played Winona.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm trying to think of her real name.
Right. I'm trying to think too, and it's right there too. So,
and she was a star in Good Times.
Yeah, well, she had a cameo role a lot of times.
Oh, okay.
She would come on set very often. It'll come.
She was a very powerful actress.
Yes.
We knew her from a movie that she did.
Right.
And she was not only sang that song, she brought it to them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm. And when I was doing a CD, she was at the studio and she was going to revive the song, but it never did happen. So I don't know what happened with that. But we stayed in touch until she made her transition.
Yes, yes.
That show reminded us how monumentous Jefferson's was for its time. We'd essentially never seen TV like that where blacks were
never
accomplished.
saw an interracial couple. And I understand Falwell said that Norman was anti-American and everybody had to watch out for him.
Right.
But Norman started People for the American Way.
Wow.
And so this was the American way as far as he was concerned. You include everybody. So that was wonderful. Except Norman did have a thing where women were concerned. you were not producers, you were actresses. And I wanted to be a producer, so we got to 227. He said, well, now you don't want to be a producer. Just run it from the floor like you did on the Jeffersons. So I said, why don't you want me to be a producer? He said, because producers, we're up to 2 in the morning and we write and we do this. I said, I'm willing to do all that. So 10 minutes later, we were still talking about something else, and he didn't get back to that. So I said, okay. So I was kind of hurt because I brought this project,
Right.
227. And so I went to the attorney, which really was in his camp. And I said, okay, now I want to be exec producer.
Oh, wow.
I said, all I wanted to do was be a producer so they would talk with me.
Right.
But now I want to be exec. He said, well, they're not going to let you do that. I said, okay, I'm not going to do the show. So he said, well, wait a minute. Do you want to do it for the glory or do you want to do the work? I said, I want to do the work.
Yes.
He said, okay, if I get you all rights, courtesies, and privileges of exec producer, would you take it? I said, yes.
All right.
So I did,
Good
but of course
standard,
nobody knew I was the exec producer, so I had to fight for 5 years the whole time I was on the show. Not only with the other writers and everybody else who was on the show, but with the actors too. She
Wow.
making all, how come they always talking to her and they ain't talking to us? So I said, so I never told them I'm this, I'm that. I just kept on doing it. And then I started going to editing because I paid attention to everything.
Yes.
What the writers were doing, what the technicians were doing, what the lighting was doing, what the set decorators were doing. If I looked and we had an anniversary and all the presents were gift wrapped the same, I said, did all these people go to the same store? I don't think so.
No.
Oh, wow.
So then they changed it.
Right.
But they were not paying attention. And I noticed that the exec producers were picking scenes from the second show. We do 2 shows.
Right.
First in the afternoon, and then we do the evening show.
Right.
They picked everything from the evening show. Well, we've already eaten. Our energy is down.
Right.
It's not the same as it was the first show.
Right.
But the first show might have had some mistakes, and we did pickups, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So when I noticed that, I said, I got to go over to editing. So when they went to editing, they said, you can't be here. You used to be on set. I said, I have a stand-in on set, and I'm a fast learner, so I can be here.
Sure. And what would you tell them if they were insistent on keeping a part from the second show that you didn't think needed to be in?
So I knew everything we did in the first show, and I knew everything we did in the second show. And I knew when an actor had a great scene and when they had a weak scene. So we had Helen Martin,
Yes.
who came out with pom-poms in the first show, and everybody went crazy.
Wow.
Second show, she come out with pom-poms, just lukewarm.
And tell us about your movie that's coming out with Snoop Dogg, Bromates.
Well, that's wonderful. Of course, with Snoop Dogg, you know there's going to be cannabis.
Yes.
I didn't know I was the one who's going to bring the cannabis in.
Oh, my.
Uh-oh.
I was the perpetrator, and I named all of them. And my favorite was Sweet Skunk.
Right.
And I said, and Sweet Skunk, child. I said, child, make you want to go hug a skunk.
Oh, wow.
And then they told me Urkel from the show, he had purple Urkel. I said, and of course, purple Urkel. And then I said,
What is purple Urkel? What is that?
That's
Another
a cannabis.
one.
Okay.
That's a weed.
Purple Urkel. Okay.
Of course, I haven't seen it, but
Right.
there's purple Urkel out there.
Okay.
And so I'm sitting there smoking with Snoop, and then Snoop said, well, I know you're tired of this false weed.
Right.
Here.
Here's
I
some
said,
real stuff.
Are the paramedics outside?
Oh, my Lord.
Sorry.
Didn't he ask that?
Do you have insurance?
Now, what's the name of the show one more time? Because I want the viewing audience to tune in. And
Bromates.
Yes, Bromates.
B-R-O, like brothers.
Okay.
Bromates.
Okay. This is good.
October 7th, Bromates coming out
Okay.
near you.
Well, Marla, thank you so much. We
Well,
appreciate
thank you for having me.
Definitely.